Hey there, Melaminah here. Welcome back to My Bikini Competition Journey. This is episode number 44, injury number 2. Yes, when it rains, it pours, my friends. So, of course, can't just have one injury going on at a time. Gotta, double down on that stuff. So, lucky me, I have a second injury that I am now working through. My low back injury is kind of starting to morph more into a glute injury, and I'll do a deeper dive into an update on that at a later time. But I did want to just let you all know that I have a second injury going on as well. So this one is also in an area where I have been injured in the past. Probably about 3 years ago, I hurt myself in this spot, and the spot is in my left arm. It's actually kind of like on the anterior deltoid, which is right in here. So it's not exactly the shoulder. It's definitely not the elbow, but it's like this muscle group kind of in between. And about 3 years ago, when I first injured it, I was cooking, and we cook with cast iron, and I had this really big cast iron pan that I was going to use, and I was getting it out of the oven and putting it on top of the stovetop to use, so it was empty. So when I picked it up, I kind of like picked it up at this weird angle like this, and I mean, cast iron is insanely heavy, right? And so I went to put it on the stovetop, and as soon as I did it, I felt it. And then for like days after, I couldn't, even weeks after, like I couldn't lift my arm. It took a long time to kind of rehab that. I actually did go to physical therapy for it at that time. But I don't think that we rehabbed it completely. Like, I don't think it really healed completely. I did have, I think, a sonogram at the time, and it showed that the tissue was damaged and that it was not, the striations of the tissue were not normal. I can't remember if the doctor said there was a tear. I don't think there was a tear, but I think he did say there was like a sprain or a strain or something like that. I never know the difference between sprain and a strain, whatever. Anyhow, yeah, so there was damage there. So it mostly healed. When I did start my training with my coach back in April of last year, of 2022, I did tell her that periodically, depending on the movement that I'm doing, I would feel kind of like a tweak in that area, especially things like lateral raises. So to a lateral raise would be something like this. That would kind of trigger it periodically. But I was able to work through it, and it was never anything serious. It was always just like a twinge, like a little poke, like, hey, I'm here, reminder. But it was never anything that was a big deal until about a week ago. And it was so dumb. I was doing the most innocuous move ever. I was literally in bed and I was reading, and I went to like lift myself up a little bit higher, and all of a sudden I got like shooting pain through that area. It actually went up like into my neck also, which is usually indicative of like hitting a nerve when you get like shooting pain like that. And so at first I was like, okay, that was not fun, and I just kind of like noticed it or whatever. And then it was fine. It subsided. So I went to bed. And the next morning I got up and I kind of like stretched or whatever. And I felt like I wanted to die. It was so bad. It was super sharp, very severe in that area. And again, with that like shooting pain up towards the neck. And then the whole rest of that morning, I actually did train that morning. I was training lower body, so glutes again. I was very, very careful, very mindful of what I was doing, but pretty much the entire rest of that morning, like no matter what I was doing, about 50% of the time I was getting this crazy pain. So I did start to become a little bit concerned, just because it was so much, so many times. Like usually I would like feel it once and then I would go on about my life, no big deal. But the fact that it was like happening so often, and then two, it was an area that I've been injured in before. So I'm kind of like hyper aware of those areas of my body. So I did reach out to my doctor, and I had an appointment with her not too long ago, and kind of rehashed all of this with her. And so she said that she's going to prescribe, or she already did prescribe, physical therapy for my shoulder as well. So luckily my physical therapist already knows about it. Prior to the bed situation, I did tell him that it was feeling like a little sore or whatever, so we worked on it a little bit. But now it's like formal, right? Like, okay, yes, this happened, let's rehab it. The doc recommended 6 to 8 weeks of physical therapy, and she said if it's not better within those 6 to 8 weeks, then we should probably get an MRI. So it looks like I might have 2 MRIs in my future. I've already decided that if we move forward with an MRI in one area, I might as well just get the MRI in the second area, especially with like the way the injury is kind of unfolding in my back/glute area. So we'll see. And like I said, I'll do a deeper update on that in a future video. But for now, just wanted to let you know that I've got not 1, but 2 areas that I am now tending to and being more gentle with and working through. So OMG, I swear, I feel like the universe is fucking with me. And she's like, oh, you want to do this thing? Okay. I mean, I felt like she was doing that last year with my parents dying and then getting married, and it was like this mixed bag of like good and bad challenges, and I was really hoping that 2023 would be much more gentle, and so far it has not been. I've gotten kind of a break from emotional events or whatever, but now I'm dealing with physical events and physical trauma in the body. So joy, I don't know what to say except I don't want to quit. I am starting to enjoy it, even though like it's cyclical, right? Like I have these moments where I mostly hate it, and then I have times where I'm looking at my results and I'm feeling the way like the strength that I'm building in my body, and I'm like, no, I don't want to quit. And then of course the added component of I have this goal, and I want to achieve it. This is something that I know I'll regret if I don't do it. So I really want to get this done. I really want to get it done this year. So we'll see how things unfold, and I will definitely keep you posted. But yeah, so that's happening. Good times. All right, y'all, thank you so much for following along with my bikini competition journey. I really appreciate that you're here. If you think anyone might enjoy following along, please send it to them. Don't forget to give it a like, a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe. That way you get notifications when I drop a new video every Friday for Fitness Friday. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.